hard. He as a nation, he has the ability to rubber stamp and say, yes, we want Queen Africa, Sizzler, and we want them to do music about this homosexual agenda. And we're going to give them a big payday. They can rent out a stadium in Gambia, and all the Gambians would come because this is the issue that our people about. They can make more money in that one concert than they make doing 10 of them around North America each year. And guess what will happen? Once we started doing it, the money that we spend at the white facilities here in Americas, we would start taking our own culture and fighting our own battle on our own turf where we have full rights to do it. And we would be bringing money to the brothers and sisters in Gambia who will be making the food for it and the vendors. We would be supporting our own economic development and fighting for something that we believe in.
What can we do to start pooling some of that money that's made off of these concerts and stuff that we do in the future so that it goes into the right direction to build the stuff we need? And what would you say, do you think we need to build first and foremost? It's schools, it's the hospitals?
Honestly, the schools are absolutely critical. The reason why is it, but it's not just a school. We have schools already. Yeah. We need to build African-centered schools. And what does African-centered mean? It does not mean you sit around all day and teach about ancient Africa. Sure, our children will be built up with a strong sense of our history and culture. Yeah. But it means we have the most resource-rich place in the planet. We need children that are taught in their school system how we are going to rule the world by the end of the 21st century. I'm going to say it again. We need schools that says, you're in a place where agriculture is rich. You're not just going to be learning ABCs. You're going to know how to do mass agriculture so that you can feed everybody in this country, and other people around the world that need food can pay you to get the food because you know how to enrich the land. We need scientific. Right now, the biggest industry in Africa is electronics. Most of their financial transactions are not done in banks. Over 70% of them in Africa are done on the telephone. We've got to say, look, in order to make a cell phone, you got to have the stuff out of the Congo. We have to take control of the Congo and the resource base here. And our children need to understand that they are in the 21st, we're at the end of the 21st century. The rest of the world is going to be on their knees begging to have a relationship with us to get to the resources, because Africa is going to be the gold mine of the planet, and we're going to be walking on gold, and we're going to be militarily protected to be able to defend our interests.
That was my next question that I was going to bring up. What are we going to do to protect our leaders like you and all the other rest that might be coming up in the future from suffering the fate that many leaders have suffered?
I'll say this.
I do believe that we need to protect ourselves just like anyone else.
I'll say this. I understand, when I got into this, that in our condition today, I can go at any time because they have access to get me, and we don't have that kind of support at the moment. But when we talk about schooling, I would not even begin to do a school. I'm going to tell you right now, any school that we start, Straight Black Pride, from the day one, self-defense is going to be, you're going to learn to fight. And that means whatever kind of kung fu or martial arts and all that, but you're also going to learn military. My child, I have a 2-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter. We said when she gets 5 years old, we take him to the range. My son will watch until he gets 5. Our children are going to learn to shoot.
I'm not going to cut you because that's a nice idea. When you build a school and you planning to teach them military stuff and kung fu and all that, what do we do when the white media starts saying, oh, they're not only terrorists is the new word, but what do they used to call it?
Militant?
Yeah, like a militant group organizing to do this, and they stir the public opinion into something that it's not, saying that we need to shut them down and come in and take, what do we do to protect ourselves?
What you just said is beautiful. This is what I want people to understand. I want our people to start thinking.
Because that's why people don't want to.
Absolutely.
Because they're scared. Right. When we get there, what do we do?
This is what black people got to realize. We are in the best situation to fight that we've ever been. They have media, but through that thing right there, now,
the internet.
Look, brother, I'm here talking to you. Why is it that everybody that's listening to this gets this thing? No white guys are going to sit here and do this, but you're here. You are media. So what it means is, since we know that that's going to happen, before they even come, we need to have our media on and saying, look at what our children are learning. This is great. And we tell it the way we want. Matter of fact, since terrorism is the word of the day, you know what we say? Since we know that we're facing terrorism, we have to make sure that our children are capable of defending themselves against any terrorist threat. So we're teaching the children at a very young age to defend against terrorism. So the same black person that hears that before the white say, yeah, we should teach our children to be. It's just a matter of how you slice it and how you say it.
It's great.